Hello friends, once again Prince Armstrong here of Armstrong Computers. Our fourth lesson talks about altered table, and in this we'll also be looking at how to delete a field, how to add a column. So let's get straight into that. So if you could remember, this is what we learned in our previous lesson. We dealt with how to then insert or enter record into a table. That we did that. And today we'll also be looking at how to use the alter table, and also we'll be looking at adding and deleting fields. So as you are here, let's look at how to do this. Now this is what we did. So now I'll just go directly to my SQL, and I'm going to save this as insert into students. Okay, so I highlight on this, click on copy, and bring the mouse pointer to where we have query 1, right click on it. Okay, I'll just right click on query 1 and click on save, where I'll just click on insert into student. I'll paste that, so that will be insert into students. That will be my query. Click on OK, and that has been saved. So today we'll be looking at how I can then alter a student table, and how can one alter a student table. So now what I would like us to do is that I'll just go straight and open my notepad. As you can see, this is my notepad here. So here I'm going to use a particular element called alter table. Okay, so we are going to alter a student, and that altering a student simply means that we'll then alter the column, and then we'll call the column phone number. Remember that we create a particular field, and when you watch very carefully, the field here, when I type, we see previously as we were typing, I entered 020, but the 0 is not showing because I made the table, the data type integer. Okay, let me show you. So I'll come to where we have create table students, and I'll right click on it and click on design view. So when you watch very carefully here, I made, how do you call it, the telephone number here. I made it telephone number, and I then did it integer. Okay, that is integer. So because I made it integer, so therefore my number, when I'm typing 020 blah blah blah, the 0 always go off. So we are going to alter the table and then make some changes in this particular field. So how do we do that? To do that, what I like us to do is that let us close this. You can right click on insert into students and click on close, but first let's close create table student. Right click on it, click on close, and let's maintain this because we'll resave it. Okay, but because we are now learning, let us right click here and click on close, and let's come here and click on create, and go ahead, look through the create ribbon under the query logical group and click on query design. Then the show table will display. Let's close the show table and then go to the SQL view. After that, as I told you, I want you guys to see everything, so I'm using my notepad to just code everything. So I'll switch to my notepad. Then what I'll do is that I'll take off all this. Okay, so here what I'm going to do, I'm going to use the alter, so alter table. Okay, TER, alter table. So after I tell alter table, I need to bring the name of the table. Remember, the name of my table is student. You have to type it as it is. If you made a typographical error, you make sure you spelled it as it has been typed, as you've spelled it. So I remember I added S to it, so alter table was student. So what do I want to alter? I want to alter a particular particular column. Okay, and so I have to say alter column. Alter column. The name of the column, so this is the name of the column, is telephone number. Okay, so I'll go ahead and say alter column telephone number. So it's going to be tele number, TEL N-O, telling number. Then what I want to do is that I want to then alter the data type. Okay, so this will be let me do it carat. Okay, so let me do it carat. So HAR for my carat, and I want it to be 10 digits because in Ghana here our telephone number is 10. Then I'll close the bracket. So after I've done that, when I run this query, so let me come to, I'll copy that, I'll highlight on it and copy that, come to my query 1 and take off my select, paste that. So when I go ahead and click on the design tab, look through the design ribbon, under the results logical group, I'll click on run. And okay, now the funny thing is the alter is ALT, I got it right. Okay, so I need to bring something here, sorry. So I need to close the table first. The student's table is open, that is why it's giving me that error. So I need to close it, so sorry about that. Yes, close. Yes, close. Okay, so now when I go ahead and click on the design, look through the design ribbon, click on run, it is okay. You'll not see any notification, but it is done. Now when I double click on my table here, as you can see my table, you can see it has shifted this way. So when I come here and I add my 0, you see that there's a space here, so I need to close that space. So let me add 0. You can see the 0 is working. I think I have another space here, so let me close that space. Let me click here and put 0. You can see the 0 is there. Let me close this also. 1 hit is there, and I put a cursor here at the end point. Click on 0. Well, it seems I have a space here. There's a space here that I left, so I'll backspace that and press 0 and done. You can see that the 0 still remain because we changed this to what? To carats. Okay, now the first period where we were running, where we're having an error because the table is open. So make sure if your table is open, close it before you run this query, so that at least you may not be having the error I was having. So the actual code, you don't need to bring any comma here. You bring this as it is, like this, which is telephone. You altered it carats, which is the carat is 10 carats. So the moment you run it, you can see that now as we've typed the 0 there, the 0 is still there. It's not like the previous where we use the int. We use the integer. So when you use the integer for us, and this goes off. So thank you so much for watching. My name is still Prince Armstrong. That is just that. Catch you in the next lesson. Bye. I'm not gone yet. Okay, so we are done with that. The next thing I'd like us to do, let's assume that you wanted to then drop, how do you call it? Drop, or you want to drop a particular field. Okay, you want to drop a particular field. So far, drop is concerned. That is where the delete comes in. If you want to delete a field, you use what a statement known as drop. So how can I drop a column? So let's assume I want to drop a particular column known as what? Pay. This very one, pay, I want to then remove it. Okay, so how can I do that? So to do that, you also to just go straightly. So as I'm here now, so I have alter, so which so you have to use the alternate. So alternate table, which is student, you call the student table that you create here. Then you go ahead and then change this and call it drop. Okay, so that is when you are deleting. So when you are deleting a field, a particular field, okay, you use what? Drop. Remember, in Access, columns are known as what? Fields, whilst rows are known as what? Records. Okay, keep that in mind. So I'll type drop. So drop column. So what am I dropping? I'm dropping pay. Okay, so I have to use pay. So pay, P, or whatever I type there. So remember how I spelled it here, so it's the same. So after I'm done, mine is to just run it, and then it will just go ahead and then clean that, or take this very column, the pay column there. So I'll go to my SQL and then paste that. Remember, I need to close my student table, so it is closed. So I'll go ahead and click on the design tab, look through the design ribbon under the results logical group, and click on run. So done. when I come to my student table and double click, you see that the pay column is off. You see, so if you want to then if you want to delete a particular field, you need to use the drop. So first use alt table, call the name of the table, then you use drop column, what type of column you want to drop or delete, you bring it here, and then you are good to go. Now let's look at the next thing. The next thing I'd like us to deal with is to add another column. Let's assume you wanted to add another column. To add another column, you maintain what is here known as what? Alt table. And here you say add, okay? So add. So add column. So the name of the column we want to add, let's call that particular column birth date. Okay, birth date. Birth dates. And the data type, I want to call the data type date. Okay, so that will be date. Done. So that's the data type. So after I'm done, the next I'm going to do is that I will just copy this. I just said you alter the table, the name of the table, add column, the name of the column I want to add is birth date, the data type is date. So when I highlight and copy, and let me close this and highlight this and paste that, when I click on the design and look through the design ribbon under the what results logical, when I click on run, it is done. You will not see any prompt, but it is done. So far as you click on it, it is done. What it's telling me is already there, so I don't need to run again. So the moment I come to where we have the student table and double click, you see that I have that particular field here known as what? Date. Okay, so if I want to click, I'll click here, click on where we have the calendar just there, and I'll click on maybe the person is born, let's say, let me click here. So the person is born in the year 2003, like today. You put it there, you click here, it's 2000 and let me go, you type whatever I wanted to type, you click, select the date you want the person is born, you click, and you are good to go. So that is how to add a column. So you use add column, then the name of that particular field you want to name, you put it there, the data type also follows, and then you are good to go. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Prince Armstrong. That is just that.